This one not looking too good. It's very big, it's very powerful.
We have about 2.5 million Floridians that are currently under some type of an evacuation order.
We woke up at about 4 a.m. to get everything ready and drove out.
We're going to see Ian slow to a crawl once it makes landfall in Florida, moving only 4 or 5 miles per hour.
It's very scary, lots of unknowns.
Mother Nature always wins. This is nothing to mess around with.
Hurricane Ian strengthened to a Cat 3 storm this morning and slammed into western Cuba. The combination of wind and water damaged homes and tore down trees and power lines. Now Ian is gathering strength in the Gulf. The last flight left Tampa International Airport about an hour ago, and no one is flying in or out until it's over. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Lawrence.
And I'm Cynthia Seguirre. We are breaking down the latest track of the storm with Pete in just a moment. But first, let's take a live look from Fort Myers, where it is dark and stormy at this hour. Here is what we know. The St. Pete Clearwater International Airport closed its terminals just a few hours ago, and Disney World will be closed for the next couple of days. Even in Washington, D.C., Congress has postponed a January 6th hearing due to this storm. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says 2 to 3 million people are under evacuation orders tonight.
Time is running out for residents to get to safety. FEMA is urging Floridians to heed the warnings and evacuation orders, saying it could be a life or death decision. The agency is deploying search and rescue teams to be in place before the storm. The Coast Guard is mobilizing, along with the Army Corps of Engineers, and the American Red Cross has nearly 4 million meals ready to go.
Ariel Placencia joins us from our newsroom tonight. Ariel, you're tracking flight cancellations and evacuations in the storm zone.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Izzy. First, let's take a look at what we've got going on there through our 4 live cameras here at our hurricane dashboard. We've got an empty pier in Naples right now, and we're going to talk about evacuations, as you just mentioned, in just a little bit. Meanwhile, those winds really picking up in Marco Island. You'll see the palm trees if you go to the right of your screen and look at that next one. Those palm trees at the bottom of your screen, they're blowing, and that's in Marco Island again. You'll notice nobody on the beach there, nobody on the beach in Sanibel Island either. Meanwhile, traffic moving A-OK right now in St. Pete that you'll see in your bottom left hand right over there. Now, speaking of traffic, let's switch gears and talk about air travel, because in just the last hour, the Tampa International Airport suspended all operations. So no flights in and out of Tampa right now. They're going to use that time to secure those jet bridges as well as prepare the terminal for the hurricane that's, of course, arriving. And the last thing I want to touch on is that evacuation orders right there. You'll see all those counties in red right there on the water. Those are your mandatory evacuations, the yellow voluntary. Of course, the concern is that storm surge and that flooding, right? So for more on that, let's head over to meteorologist Pete Douglas. Pete, where's the hurricane right now?
Well, right now, Ariel, this system is currently about 200 miles off the coast of Florida, about 200 miles from Fort Myers. Look at the well-defined eye that we have right here. The dry tortugas are just to the west of Key West. So here's Key West here, and then it's just about ready to move over the dry tortugas. Just a beautiful island out there. So it's going to move up to the north a little bit more. But that's where it is right now, 210 miles south-southwest of Fort Myers in Florida. That's the current location at this point. The winds, it's 120 mile per hour winds, gusting to 150, Category 3. It'll become a Category 4 before it makes landfall. And right now, it's continued to shift a little bit farther to the south. If you know anything about that west coast of Florida, anywhere from Tampa to Sarasota to Fort Myers and in between, beautiful area here. It's Venice, Florida, just beautiful white sand beaches. It was projected to make landfall just north of Venice, and this is going to happen late tonight. Or early tomorrow morning. Right now it looks like it's south of Venice, okay? Just to the north of Fort Myers, around Port Charlotte. The Texas Rangers used to have spring training in Port Charlotte. So in that general area there, south of Venice, north of Fort Myers, around the Port Charlotte area, then it moves inland. Look at that. Here's Disney World. Moves right over the Mouse House. So we're looking at some problems there. Then it continues to move to the north, moves back out in the Atlantic right now, then back up into the Georgia and into the Carolinas, still dumping some rain as we head into the early part of the weekend. Right now, hurricane watches and warnings in effect for the entire peninsula. Those tropical storm warnings are in effect for the Bahamas. And then we're looking at a storm surge of anywhere from 10 to 12 feet along the west coast of Florida. I'll be back.